العلم أشراف مطلوب وطالبه لله أكرام من يمشي على قدم. العلم نور مبين يستضيء به أهل السعادات والجهال في الظلم.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته واهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، حياكم الله أيها الإخوة والأخوات, dear brothers and sisters. You're welcome to this second session of the calls of the Quran. And as we said yesterday, that the calls of the Quran were found in variety of the creation that Allah Ta'ala is directing the call to, and the purposes as well. Today we are with one of these calls. نعم, كما ذكرنا في لقاء الأمس بأن نداءات القرآن وجهت إلى مخاطبين مختلفين, وأيضا لأغراض متباينة مختلفة. واليوم نحن مع النداء الأول, and today we are with the first call in the Quran, وهو ما جاء في الآية 21 من سورة البقرة, and it is what been mentioned or what be found in ayah number 21 of Surah Al-Baqarah. يقول الله عز وجل: يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. نعم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in this two ayat, O mankind, worship your Lord. Worship your Lord, who created you and those before you, that you may become righteous. He who made for you the earth a bed spread out, and the sky a ceiling, and sent down from the sky rain, and brought forth thereby fruits as provision for you. So do not attribute to Allah equals, while you know that there is nothing similar to him. إذا نظرنا في هذا النداء, if we look to this call, يا أيها الناس, هذا نداء لكل بني آدم, بل قال العلماء هو نداء للإنس والجن, لأن قول الله عز وجل يا أيها الناس هذا خطاب موجه للإنس والجن, ويقال الناس هو من استأنس. الناس يعني هم من يستأنسون مع بعضهم ولا يستوحشون ويستوحشون بانفرادهم, يعني إذا انفرد الواحد منهم. So Allah Ta'ala in this call, he directed the speech to الناس, and الناس is يعني they create the two creations, the jinn and the mankind and jinn, the mankind and jinn, and that is because they are called الناس from يعني الأنس, or the lovelihood between them, and that they don't like to, يعني not, one of them does not like to be lonely. They always love to be together. That is why they are called الناس. نعم. والناس وصف يطلق على الإنس والجن كما جاء في آخر سورة الناس. And the word الناس is يعني a name given for both mankind and jinn, as in the last ayah of Surah Al-Nas, كما قال الله عز وجل قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. من الجنة والناس. قل أعوذ برب الناس. قل أعوذ برب الناس. إذن الناس يراد به المكلفون بالعبادة. So الناس is directed to those who are commanded to worship and given the choice to go on the obedience or disobedience, and they are told that they are going to be uh, reckoning based on that. They are going to be judged based on what they do. إذن يا أيها الناس كل الناس الإنس والجن المؤمنين وغير المؤمنين كل الناس كل الناس الأولياء والفساق و يعني الكفار كلهم مخاطبون بهذا الخطاب. It's all. It's not only one portion of mankind, but it's all. It is the pious people, the messengers, prophets, the pious people, the sinners, and the even kuffar. All are called أيها الناس. فهذا الخطاب عام للجميع. This call is general to all. ما فحوى الخطاب يا أيها الناس اعبدوا نداء أتبع بأمر. It's a call followed by a command. يا أيها الناس اعبدوا اعبدوا فعل أمر بالعبادة، والعبادة هي اسم جامع لكل ما يحبه الله ويرضاه من الأعمال والأقوال الظاهرة والباطنة. Allah Ta'ala called and then commanded with what? With ibadah. Ya ayyuhan nas u'budu, all mankind, worship your Lord. So what is worship? Worship is, as Shaykh said, it is a name given to all that which Allah Ta'ala likes from the slaves to do, of the sayings and the actions, the apparent and the hidden. That is the ibadah. That is the ibadah. اعبدوا ربكم. Worship your Lord. طيب من هو ربنا? So who is our Lord? أعطانا الله عز وجل صفات نعرفه بها لا تتوفر في أحد غيره. So Allah Ta'ala gave us attributes and characteristics of the Lord that we recognize Him with, and that no one else can have these attributes or characteristics. ما هي هذه? What are these? قال الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم. He is the one who created you and those who before you. فكر يا أخي. Think, oh my brother. من الذي خلقك? Who is he, the one who created you? عندما جاء جبير بن مطعم إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يريد أن يسمع منه هذا الذي جاء به وانتقدته عليه قريش وسائر العرب. When Jubair ibn Mut'im came, approached the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, willing to hear from him this new thing that he came with, and the Quraysh and all the Arabs have criticized him for. فما كان من النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلا أن قرأ عليه سورة الطور. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم didn't say anything, but he recited before him سورة الطور. إلى أن بلغ قول الله عز وجل, up until the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم reached the saying of Allah exalted. قال أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون أم خلقوا السماوات والأرض بل لا يوقنون. Allah Ta'ala said in that ayah in Surah Al-Tur, أم خلقوا من غير شيء من غير شيء. يعني أنهم خلقوا من لا شيء، لا شيء خلقهم، هكذا وجدوا فجأة. أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون. Or were they created by nothing, just by nothing they were found suddenly? Or were they creation, or were they the creators of themselves? أم خلقوا السماوات والأرض. Or did they create the heavens and earth? بل لا يوقنون. Rather they are not certain. إذن Allah Azza wa Jal, so Allah عز وجل بين لنا أنه هو الخالق. Allah Ta'ala created us. Allah Ta'ala clarified to us that He is the creator. لنا ولكل شيء. Creator of us and of everything. وقد بين الله عز وجل لنا بالآيات, and Allah Ta'ala showed us, proved that to us with the evidences. قال تعالى كما في سورة فصلت سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق. We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. إذن, so Allah Ta'ala أخبرنا أنه هو الذي خلقنا وخلق الذين من قبلنا ولا أحد يستطيع أن ينكر ذلك. So He informed us that He created us and those before us and those who were before us, and no one can deny that. No one can deny that. والذي ينكر إنما هو مكابر. The one who denies is only يعني an arrogant. وإلا لو قلت لكم يا إخوة هذا الآن جهاز هاتف كما يسمى بالهاتف الذكي. Otherwise, if I say to you, my brothers and sisters, this smartphone, إذا قلت لكم أنه في الليلة الماضية كان عبارة عن شاحن مثل هذا. If I say to you that last night this smartphone was only a power bank like this. ولما أصبحت الصباح يعني وجدته أصبح هكذا هاتفا. هل تقبلون ذلك؟ If I say to you that in the morning this power bank become this smartphone, will you accept that? لا يوجد أحد على وجه الأرض يقبل ذلك أيا كان دينه أو جنسه أو أي شيء. So no one on the surface of the earth would accept that, whatever religion he is upon or wherever he is. No one will accept that. إذا كيف إذا سألتم لماذا, if you ask them why, يقولون لأن هذا الجهاز يعني عالي التعقيد يحتاج إلى أدمغة كثير حتى يخترع مثله. كيف وجدته هكذا يعني في الليل كان شاحن ثم أصبح يعني أصبح جهازا هاتفا ذكيا. يعني why don't they accept? Because they say that this device, this smartphone, needs too many intelligent heads, intelligent brains to work all together and make this. How come you in one night find the power bank become smartphone? هذا منطقي. This is very logic. لكن الذي ليس بمنطقي, what is not logic, أن تعتقد أنك أن مخلوقا خلقك مثل البقر أو مثل الشمس أو مثل القمر أو مثل النار أو مثل أي من البشر. What is not logic is that you believe that you, with all this complication in your body, was created by a cow, was created by a rock, or by the sun, the moon, the fire, or any human or any creation. That is not logic. That is not logic. نعم. ولهذا الله عز وجل أرشدنا إلى آيات بسيطة, and that's why Allah Ta'ala يعني gave us a very simple signs. قال الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا. انظر, هم يقولون أنه في الكون كواكب كثيرة يعني والحياة على الأرض وهي قارة مستقرة بنا. Look to the earth. Allah Ta'ala said that He is the one who made the earth for us as a bed, spread out and settled. Now, and they say that there are plenty of planets in the globe, but in the galaxy, but only Earth has human and life. كيف ذلك؟ How is that؟ إنها يعني إنها قدرة الله وإرادة الله ومشيئة الله وحكمة الله. It is only the power of Allah, the decree of Allah, the wisdom of Allah, the will of Allah. نعم. إذن الذي جعلكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء, and he made the sky as a canopy, as a ceiling for us, as a ceiling for us. وهذا السقف كما أخبر الله عز وجل أنه بلا أعمدة وأنه لا يوجد فيه شقوق ويعني فساد, and that this ceiling has no any pillars to carry and no cracks at all, no cracks on it. كما قال الله عز وجل في سورة الملك فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور, يعني هل ترى من شقوق, as Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Mulk, and look back again and again. Will you find any cracks in the sky? إذن الله عز وجل بين لنا بهذه الآيات البسيطة التي يستطيعها كل أحد. So Allah Ta'ala clarified to us that with the simple يعني science that every simple person can reach, can reach and think of and see and recognize. وأيضا أنزل من السماء. من الذي ينزل الماء من السماء إلا الله. And he, Allah Ta'ala, sent down rains. Who can send the rain down but Allah? هو الله وحده سبحانه. وأيضا يخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم. من أنواع الثمار ينزل ماء واحد على أرض واحدة يخرج نبات مختلف ألوانه مختلف طعمه. So he, Allah Ta'ala, sent down the rain to the same earth, and it plants, it brings forth different يعني fruits and vegetations with different tastes. Who can do that but Allah? إذن هذا أول نداء. يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم. لا بد أن نعبد الله. So this is the first call in the Quran. All mankind worship your Lord. So we have to worship Allah. وهذه العبادة لا بد أن تقوم على الإخلاص له والمتابعة لرسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. And this worship to Allah must be established on two pillars: sincerity for Him alone, and to be sincere in your worships, and the second is complete submission to the Sunnah of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, that you follow Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم in your worships. أسأل الله بمنه وكرمه أن يجعلني وإياكم من الذين نودوا بأطيب النداء فاستجابوا وانصاعوا وأقبلوا على ما أمروا به. أسأله عز وجل أن يجعلنا ممن عرفوه حق المعرفة وعبدوه حق العبادة وعلقوا قلوبهم به سبحانه، وكان الله عز وجل لهم معينا وبهم رحيما، إنه سبحانه وتعالى على كل شيء قدير، والله أعلم، وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.
أحسن الله عليك وبارك فيك يا شيخ لهذه النصيحة. Inshallah ta'ala, everyone from the attendees, the chat box is now open for you to answer or ask your questions. Please, if you can ask the questions in one go, as opposed to writing a bit of the question, pressing enter, writing some more of the question, write it in one paragraph. And then we will take the questions one by one. Shaykh, there's a question here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. I'm a woman who wants to get married, but parents not putting in a lot of effort to help me. So I want to get married, but my parents are not putting in a lot of effort to help me. It's been 4 years looking, and every time I try to find the means myself, it makes matters worse. So I don't find the means myself because I feel like my father would be upset. What should I do? May Allah preserve you.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I'm okay, I'm good, alhamdulillah. And I hope and I ask Allah Ta'ala that every one of you and every Salafi around the globe, every Muslim around the globe, and every human around the globe are saved from this coronavirus. And may Allah Ta'ala make it a warning and awakening for all human to return back to Allah the Almighty. In regard to the response and answer to your question, I would prefer that you, inshallah ta'ala, contact me on WhatsApp message, and inshallah, I will, inshallah, guide you to what to do, because it needs to have follow up, inshallah ta'ala, to direct you. So I cannot give you just one go and then it collapse and then you get confused. Barakallahu fiik.
طيب أخي جزاك الله شيخنا جزاك الله خير. سأعطيها
الرقم
يعني أيوة
نعم.
إيميل حتى يعني يتصل.
لا ليس الإيميل واتساب
أيوة حتى أخذ منها رقمها وأعطيك أنت إن شاء الله. جزاك الله خير.
ما يحتاج، هي أهم شيء ترسل وما يحتاج أحفظه عندي، يعني ترسل لي وأرد عليها إن شاء الله.
طيب فأرسلها يعني رقمك أنت؟
نعم.
أيوة خلاص.
حتى يمكن أن تكتبه إذا يمكن تكتبه في البورد وكلهم يأخذوه. أيوة. عادي يعني ما في إشكال.
أيوة أكتب خاصة لها إن شاء الله إذا بإذن الله.
طيب
جزاك الله خير. أبو إبراهيم أخي you want to take the next question إن شاء الله.
طيب Shaykh, the questioner says, is it permissible to pray behind a Barelvi imam? A Barelvi imam, is it permissible to pray behind him, and why?
First of all, يعني, there is a saying in the usul al-fiqh or in the fiqh, الحكم على الشيء فرع عن تصوره. Giving a judgment for something, you have to have a clear يعني observation and understanding of it. What is Brelwiya? Brelwiya is grave worshipping. That is the main thing that they have. Grave worshipping. They worship awliya. Grave worshipping is kufr. If you pray behind the Brelwi, then you are like praying behind the Shi'i, Rafidi, or praying behind a Buddhist or Hindus. No difference. Why? Because the aqidah of that Brelwi is false. Not worshipping Allah. It's worshipping others besides Allah. You just hear the ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 21. وَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Do not set similarity to Allah while you know the truth that no one is worthy of worship but Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So praying behind a Brelwi is incorrect and not acceptable. If you have done it, you have to redo it again. You have to pray again. Even if it is 1 year ago, you have to still pray it again. Because it's like praying without wudu. It's like praying without wudu. Nah? Because without wudu, you are missing tahara of your body. And this man with this type of aqidah, he is missing tahara of his heart, of his iman. So the salah behind him is not acceptable. Wallahu a'lam.
Assalamu alaikum wa barak fiik. Shaykh, the next question says, how can a person remove envy and jealousy from their heart? So how does a person who has envy and jealousy, how can they remove it from their heart?
That's a very good question. That's very, very good question. How to remove the envy and jealousy from your heart? Envy and jealousy are different things. Jealousy could be from anybody. Could be from anyone. I got jealous when I see, mashallah, one of my colleagues or younger than me, mashallah, become big sheikh and has lots of knowledge. I become jealous. But this jealousy, if it leads me to work hard to be like him, and to ask Allah to make me like him, then that is a praiseworthy jealousy. But if this jealousy make me just look for plans to bring him down and make him look bad in the sight of others, then that is the envy, that is the hasad, which the shaitan tries hard to make you reach it. How to get rid of it, and both of them, is as what the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith: انظر إلى من هو دونك ولا تنظر إلى من هو فوقك ذلك أجدر أن لا قال انظروا إلى من هو دونكم ولا تنظروا إلى من هو فوقكم ذلك أجدر أن لا تزدروا نعمة الله. Look to those who below you, don't look to those who are higher than you. And that is the mechanism make you not to belittling the provision and grace of Allah given to you. Now, so that is in regard to the wealth or any dunya thing. But in regards to the worship, to the knowledge, you need to look to those who are higher than you, not to those who are lower than you, so that you see yourself below, and you always get the enthusiastic to elevate yourself by doing like them. As in the hadith of Abu Kabshat al-Anmari, where the Prophet ﷺ said that إِنَّمَا الدُّنْيَا لِأَرْبَعَةِ نَفَرٍ. I'm just going to conclude it because it's a long hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said that dunya is given for 4 people. One who Allah gave him knowledge and wealth, and he is spending the wealth based on the knowledge, meaning he is pleasing Allah with. Another one, Allah gave him knowledge but didn't give him wealth. He is saying, if I get wealth like so and so, I will do like what he is doing, meaning spending it for pleasing Allah. A third is a person who Allah gave him wealth but didn't give him knowledge, so he is spending it not for the cause of Allah, not to please Allah, but on everything wrong and everything which is bad. And the fourth is, and then he said that this one is the worst. And then he said, and the fourth is someone who Allah Ta'ala didn't give him knowledge, didn't give him wealth. And he says, if I has wealth like this, like so and so, the third one, the bad one, I would have done like him. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, and they are in the sin are equal. Like those ones in the sin are equal, these ones are in the sin are equal. So you look in the term of dunya, you look to those who are lower than you. Don't look to those who are rich, who are like that. La. Look to the one. If you are sick with any disease, look to those who are worse than you in sickness. So you say, Alhamdulillah, I'm not suffering like them. But if you always look to the healthy ones, the shaitan comes there with the brushing and makes you all the time blaming Allah, which is, of course, either kufr or leads to kufr. Now, in terms of ibadah, worship, or knowledge, you always look to those who are better than you, who are higher than you. And by that, you find the eagerness to go, and the zeal. You find the zeal to go and work harder and harder to be or to follow them. Naam, wallah, and that's why Allah Ta'ala said, وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسْ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. And in that field, meaning in the positive field, in the worship, in the seeking knowledge, in that field, let those who compete with one another to compete. Naam, wallahu a'lam. Naam.
Ahsanallahu alayk, ya Shaykh. The question from YouTube says, may Allah bless you. Are there any virtues concerning the 15th of Sha'ban, or is it an innovation? So is there any special virtues of the 15th of Sha'ban? Barakallahu fiqh.
There is nothing to do on the 15th of Sha'ban, day or the night, but it's only, the only authentic hadith is that which talks about freeing your heart from the hatred and animosity against others, against Muslims. Hatred and animosity which is based on dunya. But if you hate him because he is someone calling to bid'ah, calling to shirk, calling to fisq, to zina, to khamr, to like that, if you hate him for that, for the purpose of deen, you are not told to on the 15th forgive him. La, that's not up to us. We have to, as Allah Ta'ala said about Ibrahim alayhi salam in Surah Al-Mumtahina, قد كان لكم في إبراهيم والذين معه أسوة حسنة. And then he said that Ibrahim and those who were with him said to their people, وبدا بيننا وبينكم العداوة والبغضاء أبدا حتى تؤمنوا بالله وحده. Meaning, Ibrahim said, and the hatred and animosity is clear between us and you up until you return to worship Allah alone. This is the criteria of dealing with those who are upon either shirk or bid'ah or fisq like that. We hate them for that thing that they are doing. We hate them for that thing that they are doing. So as long as that thing is still with them, we cannot remove hatred and animosity and go and be friend with them because it is middle of Sha'ban. Nah. But if it is because of dunya, he spoke ill of you, he insulted you, he mocked you, he took your property, he oppressed you like that, forgive. Because Allah likes that from the believers. Allah likes that from the believers. But if it is religion thing, no. Other than this hadith, nothing is authentic. Nothing is authentic of what been reported about Sha'ban, whether the middle night or the middle day. Nothing is authentic. Nothing. Now, all what is authentic, and even this hadith, the ulama have different opinions in regard. The like of Ibn Hibban, Ahmad Shakir, Imam Albani, and others, they say this hadith of Abu Musa al-Ash'ari and hadith of Mu'adh, which talks about the forgiveness on the middle of Sha'ban, they say it sounds good. Other than that, nothing. Fasting or spending the night in prayer, there is nothing authentic. Na'am, wallahu a'lam.
Barakallahu fik, ya Shaykh. The following question says, Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh, may Allah bless you and your family. I was taught, Shaykh, that the adhan is fard al-kifaya. However, we now see that the mosques are closed. So he's saying he was taught that the adhan is fard al-kifaya. But now that the mosques are closed, does this mean we need to do the adhan? Is this compulsory in our homes? Can you please explain? Barakallah.
The adhan in the place where, in the masajid or even in the congregational prayers, the ulama, in regard to the masjid, it's compulsory, no doubt. And in regard to other than the masjid, the ulama have different opinions in regard. But they all say that it is preferable to call the adhan. Why? Because we had some incidents in the time of Rasulullah proves that. For example, when he was in the journey and they slept, and he asked Bilal to stay awake and wake them up, but Bilal fallen asleep until the sun, the heat of the sun, made them wake. So he ﷺ commanded Bilal to call the adhan, and then they prayed the sunnah of Fajr, and then he commanded Bilal to call the iqamah, and then he led the salah of Fajr. And also in the other hadith where the two shepherds asked Rasulullah to teach them what to do, and he said to them, when you are with your sheep in the desert, that one of you call the adhan and let him make it loud, as loud as he can, because anything that it reaches will witness yani that for him on the day of resurrection. The ulama said, based on these two, it is very yani strongly recommended. And some others said it is compulsory whenever the jama'ah is going to be held. And the third group said, if the adhan of the masjid can be heard, then that is sufficient. All what you need is to call the iqamah. But if the adhan of the masjid cannot be heard, like the situation in the West, no one can hear the adhan in the West. And by the way, one day I was in a masjid in England. I was staying in an apartment above the masjid, and they have the PA is connected to the accommodation, so I can hear the adhan. And it was raining, and I hear the muaddin saying, "As-salatu fil rihal." So when I came down, I talked to the muaddin. I said, "Ya akhi, as-salatu fil rihal is not for people who already came to the masjid. You cannot tell them go back home. But it is for people who are home. You tell them don't come so you don't get wet and get sick and get harmed." And he started arguing, this is sunnah. I said, yes, this is sunnah, but you have to understand the sunnah. The Prophet ﷺ told Bilal to go above the masjid and raise your voice and call the people in their homes, "Sallu fi biyutikum, sallu fi rihalikum." Not to call inside the masjid where no one can hear you, but those who already came to the masjid. So anyway, I just mentioned this to show the need of fiqh, Now, as a conclusion, the adhan is not compulsory when you pray by your own, if the adhan for the time is already raised in a masjid. Now, secondly, the calling the adhan is a ibadah itself. Is a ibadah itself. And thirdly, calling the adhan chase the shaitan away. Chase the shaitan away. But of course, we cannot just keep calling the adhan for just the reason to chase the shaitan away. No. But if you call the adhan in your now you are forced to pray in the house. If you call the adhan 5 times a day, that house will be protected from the shaitan. And fourth, this will give a chance for your family members who usually do not hear the adhan to hear it and repeat after you and get and say the dua which Rasulullah taught us after they say the adhan, Allahumma rabb al-da'wat tamma, to the end, and get the reward of it. Where Rasulullah said, "Was'alu li Allah al-wasila," and he said that this will provide the intercession of Rasulullah on the day of resurrection. Barakallahu fikum.
Wa fika baraka ya Shaykh. The questioner says, "Assalamu alaikum, may Allah reward you for your efforts. My question is that when one spouse is having spiritual problems like being attacked by jinn, is it possible that it affects the husband or the wife? So if one of the spouse, say for a wife, the husband, or the husband, the wife is being attacked by jinn, can this also impact on the other partner?" Barakallahu fiqh.
We have to understand that the jinn possession is not a virus family. No, it's because, and it can act like how the virus attacks the body. The virus, if there is someone today has this coronavirus in the house, he could transmit this virus to the others. But if the others are on a good immune system and they got the vaccination, it's very, very rare that it can affect them. Now, this criteria is exactly the same when we talk about jinn. If you bring the adhkar of morning and evening, of sleeping, of wakening, of entering the toilet, of exiting the toilet, entering the house, leaving the house, of taking off your clothes, because all this has adhkar. The problem is the Muslims are not following the guidance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then whether the spouse has been possessed by jinn or not, you are still a good target for the jinn, because you are making your body open for them to come and capture it. But if you want to get the protection, whether your spouse has jinn in him or in her or not, if you want to get the protection, then just keep on the adhkar which Rasulullah taught us. May Allah Ta'ala protect you all and protect me and our families, our shuyukh, our friends, and our neighbors, and all Muslims from the jinn and from the shaitan and his deceiving and deception and misguidance.